Very good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss the sources of finance, part 1. In this period, we have to discuss the different types of the sources of the finance. With the help of the those sources, business can create the finance. Okay. Now, there are different types of the sources of finance. With the help of this chart, also you can understand there are three types of the sources. First, ownership sources. Second, creditorship sources, and the third, term loans. Okay. Now, in case of ownership sources also, we have to understand what is the exact meaning of ownership securities. Ownership securities, in simple words, share represents a proportion of the capital which in turns refers to the amount of money raised by issue of shares. Section 246 of the Indian Companies Act 1956 has defined as a shares. It means that what is the exact meaning of share we have to understand and how it can be defined. Under this section also, share means share in the share capital of the company. Try to understand. Share means share in the share of capital of the company and includes stocks except when a distinction between stock and share is expressed or implied. Thus, a share represents an interest of a member of shareholders in a company. Here, it is necessary to know about stock of the company. Try to understand. When shares have been fully paid off, they may, if so authorized by the articles, be converted into stock by the company in general meeting. The advantage is that the stock may be divided into any amount. Thus, a shareholder may hold rupees 10 worth of the stock through his shares in place of a share of rupees 100 each. Only fully paid shares can be converted into stock. Try to understand. Only fully paid shares can be converted into stock. The stockholders can sell part of his stock, say 25 shares out of 100, by complying with these transfer formalities. The finance manager should have clear cut knowledge of the distinguishing features of shares and stock. Try to understand. Shares bring in a permanent capital and company can use it throughout its lifetime. The management is not bothered to refund such capital. Why such type of a botheration is not there? Because shares do not involve any fixed charge on the asset of company. Again, there is no obligation to pay dividend every year on those shares. Being the owner of the company, they enjoy voting rights on all important matters. Their liability is limited to the par value of the share held by them. The venturesome investors who can take risk make investment in shares of a company. The most of the important classification of shares are equity shares and preference shares. As per section 86 of the Companies Act, a company can issue only two kinds of the shares. Try to understand. Company can issue only two kinds of the shares, that is equity shares and preference shares. It means that with the help of this chart also you can understand these are the ownership securities, and that ownership security is divided into two parts, divided into two types of the shares, that is first equity shares and second preference shares. Now we have to understand what is the exact meaning of equity shares. Which shares are called equity shares? You have to understand. Equity or ordinary shares are regarded as the cornerstone of the financial structure of the company. They occupy a primary position. Management can go ahead and purchase assets and properties on the strength of these shares. It can also obtain loans and commit to financial obligations. If the equity base is strong, usually they are residual claimants for as assets and income of the company. The equity shareholders provide venture capital of the company. Don't forget it all. Equity shareholders provide venture capital of the company. Now we have to understand the silent features of equity shares. What are the silent features? With the help of the chart also you can understand there are different types of the features. Those features you will find in equity shares. First feature is there, non-refundable. Equity shares provide permanent capital to the company, which is not under contractual obligation of refund it during its lifetime. The shareholders can demand their capital only in the event of liquidation, and that too when funds are left after covering all prior claims. The company cannot force the shareholders to sell their shares. This is the first feature of the equity shares. Second feature we can understand, residual owners. Equity shareholders are residual owners whose claim on the income arise only when claim of the creditors and preference shareholders have been met. It means that after meeting the claims of preference shareholders and creditors, then they can make claim about the income. Don't forget. Okay. In many instances, these residual owners do not get anything if the income of the company was just sufficient to satisfy the claim of the creditors. Even if company had sufficient income left after meeting all obligations, these shareholders cannot force the company to pay the dividend to them. Declaration of dividend on equity share is left to the discretion of the boards of the director of the company. Don't forget at all. That's why the second feature we have to understand, that is residual owners. Then third feature is also there about the equity shareholders, that is claim on asset. Try to understand. Being residual owner, the equity shareholders are the last claimants to the assets of the company. Last claimants, try to understand, after fulfilling all obligations of the third parties, then they will become claimant on the assets of the company. Okay. In the event of winding up of the company, assets are disposed of to satisfy the claim of the creditors and also the preference shareholders prior to equity shareholders. Thus, they do not enjoy the priority. Try to understand, equity shareholders do not enjoy any priority as far as claim on the assets of the company. Okay. And this is also the third feature of the equity shareholder. What is it? Claim on assets. Then next feature we have to understand, that is a controlling power. The risk of associates, the risk is associated with the equity shareholders are compensated to some extent by controlling power that rests with the residual owner. Equity shareholders have unlimited voice in management. Try to understand. Equity shareholders have unlimited voice in management. They exercise their control over the company through their voting privilege. Every equity shareholder has the right to vote on the every resolution placed before the general meeting of the company. Although a company is managed by the board of the director who control and direct the affair of the company, supreme control is endowed with the equity shareholders, because Equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. Don't forget at all. That's why controlling power is centralized in the hands of the equity shareholders. And this is also the important feature of the equity shares. And the last feature of the equity share we have to understand, no fixed dividend. Dividend rate of equity share is no fixed. That is not fixed rate of dividend. In fact, there is no contractual agreement between the company and the residual owner with respect of payment of dividend at fixed rate. In actual practice, the amount of dividend payable to the equity shareholders depends essentially on earning position of the company. If earning position of the company is strong, then such type of a dividend is paid on equity shareholders. Okay. Now we have to consider in this period merits of equity shares. What are the merits of equity shares? Those merits also we have to study in detail. The merits of equity shares can be discussed with the help of these 13 points. First merit of equity shares you can understand economical source. Try to understand these two words are very important. Economical, it means that lower cost source. Try to understand. Financing through equity shares does not impose any burden on the company since payment of dividend on these shares depend on the availability of profits and discretion of the board of the directors. If the profit are not inadequate, try to understand. If the profit is not sufficient, company not need to declare the dividend on those shares. Thus, it is most economic source of the finance. Try to understand. If there is ample profit, there is sufficient profit, then and then company can declare the dividend. Otherwise, no, not at all. That's why this is the most economic source of the finance. Then second merit of the equity shares we have to understand permanent source. Try to understand. The capital raised through equity shares is a sort of perpetual finance for the company since it is not repayable during the lifetime of the company. That's why it is called permanent source. It is payable only in the events of company's liquidation and that too only after the claim of the creditors and preference shareholders have been made in full. That's why it is called permanent source. After making payment of all these items, for example, preference shares and creditors, then and then, such type of claim can be possible of the equity shareholders. That's why that is called permanent source. Then third merit is also there, no charge. Equity shares do not carry any charge on the assets of the company. Hence, the capacity of the company to raise additional funds through borrowing on the securities of its asset is no way reduced. It means that there is no charge, there is no claim on assets of the company. Try to understand. Then fourth merit is also there, flexibility. What is it? Flexibility. Finance through equity shares also provides the company with sufficient flexibility in the utilization of its profit and funds since neither the payment of dividend is company or any provision is to be made for repayment of the capital. It means that there is a flexibility, and this is also the another merit of equity shares. Then next merit we have to discuss here, debt equity ratio. The equity capital helps the company. The equity capital helps the company to exploit opportunity of debt equity ratio only when company has a sufficient equity capital. It means that such type of a ratio should be maintained by the management. and it can be possible with the help of the equity shares. Then next merit is also there, liquidity. These shares are more liquid. Whenever shareholders need money, they can dispose of their shares in the stock market. Wherever and whenever there is a need to the shareholder about the money, they can dispose that stock into the stock market. Don't forget it all. That's why this is also the another merit of the equity share. What is it? Liquidity. Then another merit is also there, participation. The equity shares help the shareholders to participate in the management of the company through voting rights. It means that already I have told you there is a voting right to only equity shareholders, and participation in management is possible with the help of such type of equity shares. That's why only equity shareholders can take part in the management of the company. That's why participation is the most important advantage, most important benefit, most important merit of the equity shares. Then another merit is also there. What is it? Security. The equity shareholders can obtain loan by pledging the shares by way of security. It means that with the help of the shares also, they can fulfill the need of their finance. Okay. Then another merit is also there. Next merit of equity shareholder is no increase in losses. No increase in losses. The company does not face the risk. Try to understand. The company does not face the risk of increasing its losses in the period of adversity. A company is not bound to pay any dividend. A company is not bound to pay any dividend to these shares, to equity shares, in the period of financial embarrassment. Okay, it means that there is no increase in the losses. Try to understand. Then next merit is there, appreciation. The market value of equity shares appreciates according to the earning capacity of the company. Definitely. The shares of the good companies are quoted high in the stock market, and such type of appreciation is possible with the help of the equity shares. That's why this is the merit of equity shares. Then another merit we have to discuss here, higher returns. Try to understand. Higher returns in the period of prosperity. Try to understand. In the period of prosperity, the equity shareholders get high rate of dividend on their investment. It means that higher return is also possible in the prosperity period of the company, and this merit is also there. Then another merit is also there about the equity shares, improved credit standing. What is it? Improved credit standing. More equity capital broaden scope of the credit operations of the company. Such company may get loans and advances at a cheaper interest rate. That's why such type of credit standing can be improved with the help of equity shares. And the last merit we have to understand, that is a cushion of safety. What is it? Cushion of safety. Equity capital serves as a cushion for safety against unfavorable development. Against unfavorable development. That's why it's called cushion of safety. In this way, these are the different types of the merits of equity shares. How many merits we have considered? There are 13 merits we have considered. Now, another side of the coin we have to study, that is demerits of equity shares. What are the demerits of equity shares we have to study? There are also 9 demerits I have mentioned in this chart. How many demerits are there? 9 demerits. First is costly finance. Financing through equity shares is costly as compared to financing through preference shares or debentures. Due to the greater risk, the expectations of the equity shareholders and is also high, and compared to the other corporate securities. That's why that is a costly finance. Try to understand. Then another demerit we have to study that is control manipulated. The control of the company can be easily manipulated through transfer of shares by a group of shareholders for their personal advantage at the cost of company's interest. It means that control can be manipulated. Control can be manipulated with the help of the shares, and that is also demerit of the equity shares. Then another demerit also we have to study, that is leads to overcapitalization. If the company excessively relies on equity shares, it reduces the capacity of the company to trade on equity. This may ultimately result in overcapitalization of the company, and that is also the demerit. Next demerit is also there, cost of marketing. The cost of marketing, distributing, and underwriting equity share capital is generally high as compared to preference share capital and debentures. That's why the cost of marketing is high. You can understand. It means that there is a higher cost of marketing than the preference share capital and debentures. Next demerit we have to study, that is inefficiency. Huge amount of own funds might create inefficiency in the organization, as it does not have any fixed obligations either to pay dividend or return the capital. That's why such type of inefficiency can be possible in the company, and that is also the demerit of the equity shares. Then speculative. During the boom period, equity shares may encourage too much speculation. The holders of these shares will indulge the speculation at the time of higher profit and high capital gain, and that is also demerit. Then next demerit is there, more risk. The amount of invested in equity shares cannot be recovered except the time of liquidation of the company. Thus, there is a risk of not getting regular income and also the repayment of principal investment in the company. Then next demerit is also there, not always acceptable. The equity shares are not always acceptable, particularly in the period of depression. The response also depends on the temperament of the investment and temperament of the investing public and the economic conditions. It means that it is not always acceptable by the society also. And the last demerit we have to study here, what is it? Less attractive. The equity shares may not be attractive to the institutional investors. Try to understand. The equity shares may not be attractive to the institutional investors. Such investors do not invest in risk capital. Legal restrictions also made them and for the less attraction. Try to understand. That's why this is also the another demerit of the equity shareholders. In this way, these are the 9 demerits of equity shares we have studied here. Okay. Now, different forms of the equity shareholders we have to understand. What are the different forms of the equity shareholders, and those forms also we have to study here. Okay.